Welcome to You Are Your Name. I'm Dakin Ariel, your host. In this season, we're exploring how your personal cycle influences your thinking and therefore your life. We're going to do a walkthrough of the Cycle Chart app, which is available on either the Android or Apple Store. I'm sitting here with a Apple iPad and going into the App Store. It's just a matter of searching with the magnifying glass for the term Cycle Chart, C-Y-C-L-E space C-H-A-R-T. And up pops the cycle chart, which in this case, I can just click on the Get button. And once it installs, which doesn't take very long, you have an Open button. And so when you open it, you get why I use this cycle chart screen. And it explains a little bit about cycles. So you have an option to sign up or sign in. So this is your first time. So you would want to sign up. And then, of course, in the future, you would just sign in. I'm on an iPad, and there are three options. There's use an email, use a Gmail account, or use an Apple account. The Gmail and Apple just ask for confirmation and then log you right in. If I had a cell phone, like an Apple phone or an Android phone, I could also use a phone number. And the difference between those is the phone number will text you a 6-digit code to put in to confirm that you own that phone number. So I'm on the login screen. I'm going to use an email account. And let me just put in the email address. And then it wants a password. And I will click on the sign up button. Now it's sending me the email. All you have to do is click on the link, and that verifies it. And it says, okay, I'm verified. So in the configuring your chart, you put in a name. It shows you, if you have multiple charts, who this chart is for. I'll just put my own name, Dakin, and put my month and date of birth, because that's what sets up the cycle. And there is a promo code. If you are listening to this podcast, then you can use our promo code ADD, the number 2, and then MTHS. So add 2 months. So that'll add 2 months to the trial period. It gives you 5 months to test it. It says your personal cycle is based upon your month and date of birth. The calculation of cycles is based upon the widely used Gregorian calendar, which is recognized internationally. And the cycle year runs from January 1st to December 31st, not from birthday to birthday. There is one more screen which says, were you born just after midnight? And you can read through that if you were, but the short explanation is that cycle hours go from half hour to half hour. So the day from a cycle perspective doesn't end until 12:30 a.m. So if you're born at 12:15, you're part of the day before. For most people, just ignore this page and just go continue. Then there is a terms of service, and it says if you do not agree with these terms of service, do not continue to install the app. The cycle chart is offered as a basic guide to the actions which one might take to be in harmony with the cyclic law, but no responsibility or liability is assumed by the Society of Cavalierians of Canada in the affairs of anyone who follows this advice. But you just go agree and continue. And at this point, you can start your cycle trial. So you just click on the start your free trial, or if you wanted to buy it right away, that's fine. But most people will click on start your free trial. It gives you the current month plus 2 months into the future. Because you use the promo code, you'll get an extra 2 months. So it'll be the current month plus 4 months into the future. So you have 5 months to test the app out thoroughly and recognize its value. So in this case, I'm just going to say start my free trial. And you'll see that the interface is fairly straightforward. There are 4 primary tabs, which is month at a glance, cycle day, cycle month, and cycle year. And you'll see at the very top line, so shows the information that you entered, the name, in this case, my name, born on my birth date. So if you have multiple charts, then you'll know whose chart you're looking at. So at this point, choose the side menu on the very top left corner. It has 3 lines on it. And when you click on that, it opens up the menu. And the best thing is to play the app tutorial, which is under learning. The tutorial should walk you through the interface. I'm going to verbally walk you through it as well. I only have 1 chart installed, but if you have children or a spouse, you can go to the account menu and add an additional chart. On that menu, the top part is configuring. It's very helpful to make sure that your notifications is turned on. And that means every day it'll just give you a little notification for your cycle day. And you can set what time you want that to occur. So if I go to notifications, I have it defaulted to on because when I installed it, I said I agreed to having notifications. Mine says 8 a.m., but you can change that to any time. The screen settings are useful because sometimes if your system is set in dark mode, then this app will be in dark mode and it might be easier for it to see it in light mode. So just go into screen settings and turn it to whichever one you like. Under the learning section of that menu, the first option is watch this first. It's a short video talking about the 9 cycles. The second option is support and training, and there's some very valuable information in there. So I'm just going to go in there now just to tell you what you'd see. The first thing you'll see is a video, which will introduce the cycle chart. And then there'll be an index of different articles and useful information for you. The first one is the FAQ. Then there's a couple of articles on the mathematical principle, why use a cycle chart. There is a podcast link there. There's an overview of the cyclic law. It'll explain the 9 phases of human growth and plant growth as a comparison, and how to use your cycle chart, terminology, and a little discussion on merging months, which is October, November, and December. Under the FAQ, just as a little bit of extra information, if you go there, there's a whole section on questions on the app, and then there's a whole section on interpreting cycles. Have a look at that because that'll give you insight into understanding the cycles. So under the support and training is the app tutorial, which is to show you the basic interface. There also is an option called Other Apps. We have 2 other apps called Vocabulary and Philosophy and Vocabulary and Philosophy 2, which are philosophical quotes. Feel free to download those. Those are free, and they'll give you an understanding of what the Vocabulary and Philosophy teaches. There's also a section on sharing this app with friends. If you do share it with a friend and you've got a paid subscription and they decide to buy it, then you get an extra 2 months as a bonus for your subscription. And there's an option called bonus months, which will track those. There's also an option where you can rate the app, and another section on terms, privacy, and copyright. And then there is another option. If you have a social following, then you can partner with us and promote it. And I just wanted to go quickly through the 4 tabs. They're fairly self-explanatory. So it knows that I happen to be in a 2-cycle year, so it gives a summary of the cycle year under the cycle year tab. I'm in the month of May, so it'll give me a summary of the month of May. And today is the 13th, so it'll give me a summary of the 13th. Month at a glance is a little different. It shows you a smaller summary of the month plus a short description of each of the days of the month. So if you click on the More button in either the month or the day, it'll go to those particular tabs. The app itself is simple to use. Generally, you look at your cycle year to see where you are in the 9-year pattern. You look at the cycle month to see what are the conditions of that month within that year. And then you look at the cycle day for the particular activities that would be relative. So that is a walkthrough of the app. This principle influences your entire life. I'd highly recommend you install it and work with it. And I'm sure you'll be very happy that you did. Until next time, happy thoughts.